on our first day of the trip to Germany. Linda Kimball, Sherry Way on the right.
Today, so you get a nice view off to the right of the skyline in New York.
We are in Reykjavik, Iceland.
Departure is now scheduled
Switching
at 7:45.
a quick stop and then
Thank you.
on to Germany. And here we are in Luxembourg with our crew. Gonna head down and get our bus. Luxembourg American Cemetery and something memorial. And we're just outside of Luxembourg, and we're going to stop here just for a couple minutes.
One in England that was beautiful like this, but not as pretty. No, don't walk. You almost had a blue hat in your picture. There you go.
We're looking for any names. We've been in a buried here in Europe. I got
No, on the way to
Yeah, that is a good sign. It's just 10 days.
Now here we are on the 19th in Strasbourg, France. S-T-R-A-S-B-O-U-R-G, I guess, Strasbourg, as opposed to the one in German. And we're just spending the night here. And then on to Garmisch.
The covered bridges, which is right behind it, and that dam or the fortification is what Louis XIV did when it became French. He wanted to enhance the fortifications of the city, and of course there were first the archers' towers, from whence the archers could get up and have a look at what was going on. So it was very populated. The whole region behind that is where you had dinner last night. And it's La Petite France sector. Coming up on the right is the St. Nicholas, and that's the church that he was first practiced as a pastor. He studied theology and then, of course, medicine also here in Strasbourg. The next building on your left, a big building on your left, and we're going to now see a series of 3 major buildings. These buildings are going to take us along the history of Strasbourg, jumping 200 facts. Several years ago, the mayor of Strasbourg, who was a woman, I'll have you know, and she is today Secretary of State for Culture today in Paris. But she decided to tackle a great Strasbourg city, and it has not done any harm to the shopping, etc. On the contrary, it's just really enhanced the city. Here on the left, the big building that is there is a 14th century building, and this is called the Old Customs House. From here the boats came with their merchandise. They unloaded with a giant crane. In the back over there's a white building that's a private Catholic high school and junior high school, and there's a church in the back that's the oldest church in Strasbourg. The boatsmen are very important because the boatsmen are the first professional guild to have formed, and they had a monopoly on the Rhine River. They were the greatest boatsmen of the Rhine River, and they were garrison, the soldiers in the city. And there are 17 doors because every regiment had to go in its own door, in and out. Here on the right, the university. Now, the Council of Europe was born after the Second World War. In 1949, the Council of Europe was born here in Strasbourg, and it has always had its headquarters here in Strasbourg. It is The Council of Europe is comparable to the United Nations. It has its first preoccupation is democracy, right, as I said, which is completely impressive. On the right, you can see the difference in size. And if you have a look on the left, this big building in front of you, 45 days, they're working at it, which is the new European Parliament. This is the building for the Parliament to now come to. It has 700 seats, 750 seats for the deputies, and I believe that there are as many seats for the public. It's a hemicycle, of course. In front of us, you would take that street and we'd follow down the modern campuses, which date basically from the 1970s, 80s, and
We're still in Strasbourg. This is the famous cathedral. It's almost impossible to photograph because you can't get back far enough to get a decent shot at it.
So welcome to the Cathedral of Strasbourg. It's the story of the Passion of Jesus Christ. And I'd like to take a look at some of the detail with you. If you have the four registers are going to be red, starting on the bottom left. On the bottom left, we have Jesus coming into Jerusalem. He's going to go through the door and you have a little man on the thorns. Jesus carries his cross and then there's the crucifixion. And I'd like to stay for just a few moments on the crucifixion. First thing we notice is that the crucifixion takes place upon a skeleton. The skeleton is for a new humanity. It is the opening of a new era for humanity. And we can say the death of the old man and the birth of the new man. And if you look up and they can be animated, they can be moved, different parts that move. And upon the great feast days of the Catholic Church, it was, they could not take anyone to court, and here we have, of course, Jesus is praying, and two apostles pull out his found asleep. And there you have Judas with his purse. In Europe, the talents of the hand who sculpted this pillar from 1220 to 1230 will not be surpassed in our history. It is very fine. First of all, let me tell you something. That pillar is not a decoration. It is holding up a ball. Let me tell you something about this sculpture. God has sculptured the ability to
Like Montreal.
Okay, we'll leave at 8:30 again, just like we did this morning. I'm sure that the breakfast is included.
Narrate.
These are apple trees here.
Trying to get across.
They're not right, are they?
Look at the strawberries.
Contour farming, Matt. Up and
Picking
down.
strawberries.
Oh, yes, but they'll probably be ready when we get home.
And here we are having lunch on the way to Ulm, the Tillies. Is used to is harvested to make diesel fuel. There's a field right next to us in Ulm, Germany, and we'll probably learn about this shortly.
We are now standing here on the Eagle Bastion built in the 17th century. And on the base of this bastion you can find the double-headed imperial eagle after which this bastion was named. Actually, the so-called Donauschwaben, these settlers, immigrants who left. You can also notice this by the way of construction because these houses were built in the time largely overhanging floors. And that was the time of construction you find.
This is the town hall.
As sort of a guildhall. On the ground floor there was, for example, a large meat shopping hall. And it was only sometimes later that a small meeting room was mentioned in this building for city council. And later on, when the city council got more members due to the new constitutional requirement of the old flag, the city council.
This is the main cathedral. Keep the view.
Of this beautiful big church. And at that time, when construction was started, a close was added. You saw it from the outside, these arches. And afterwards, the two east towers were complete. And of course, you can also visit this spire by climbing up 768 steps. You will arrive in about 143 meters high. And of course, from there, you've got a wonderful view on the city, on the surroundings. And half of the construction materials were also used here for the construction of this building. For example, also, I think, just in USA. Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I should have taken this this way. Yeah. Sorry. 47. Yeah.
That's the one of the American
171 meters, I believe it was, tall. Survived the bombing in World War II. The scene just prior to this was the window donated by the American, one of the troops after the war. It goes right on up there.
Ulm became a city. a city by law under royal protection. And in the 14th century, Ulm had already something to be found in the Middle Age, and later on during the Bavarian rule, these shutters were forbidden and then they got forgotten. But these shutters can be pulled up in rails, and of course they're protection against sun and of course sun. And around the city, on the wall, we can find cities all over the world. Have a look at it. There's Ulm, and okay, it's now 6:30. It works. Or have a look at it like.
We're back at the Danube, watching the boat go by and the swans.
We call it Metzgerturm Butcher's Tower. And of course, the tilted that has of course to do with the several years fishermen's charleston contest on the Danube. That's the front of the still kind of down from the Middle Age, and it's really nice to watch because the opponents, they're approaching from two banks.
Water, people, you won't have any peace, but otherwise you'll get it.
Power of the mills here, these towns. All this water feeds into the Danube.
Was installed there as a technological monument, and it shows what this building housed before the times.
Well, this is the Maritime Hotel in Ulm. This is our breakfast layout here. Everything you could want. Not quite living off the economy, as one would call it. Everybody getting ready to load up on the bus. This is our hotel, the Maritime.
Are we on schedule? We are.
Yep. Thursday morning. Beautiful sunny day. Border.
See the bicycle paths along the side? There's miles and miles and miles of these all over. Walking and bicycle paths. A lot of guest houses.
Well, I don't think it's number one on there. It's sport parade.
Starting to get into the mountains.
Yeah, we're getting there now.
Yep.
No, we're not yet. Yeah, we're getting close to the pole. We're getting close to the Alps.
Ours is close too, but I
On any changes of anything.
With the lake.
Look at the rocks. Look like they're balanced on it.
It's recycled from the urinals. In the hotel. The birds are taking a bath over there.
Dankeschön.
see it, I said.
Quatsch ist das, oder was?
Markus lässt gerade draußen auf die Brücke und machst dann nur Brot und ist rausgestraft, das weiter.
Jörg, aber du musst mir versprechen, dass du nicht mehr sauer auf mich bist. Jörg, Jörg, du musst mir aber versprechen, dass du nicht mehr sauer auf mich bist.
Well, here we are at the base of the castle. And we're about to go in. This doesn't do it justice, of course. Maybe the pictures we showed before will help. Oh, let's zip this here.
Hey man, I'm gonna get a good look at it.
Also was machen wir die Lücke dann?
Oh, I took a picture. I took a wide angle of that.
Just looking out over the mountains. Last shot of the castle here. We'll zoom back in. Little hazy. It's been raining a bit. That ought to do it.
Darüber fange ich jetzt an zu diskutieren. Du meinst, du darfst es nicht so ganz, oder? So, ich hab's nicht so mit dem Bodenpersonal. Bist du noch rumlaufen? Guck. So kurz zu gucken mit Balkon und allem drum und dran. Ja, ich suche dauernd diesen einen Engel. Da gibt es einen Engel auf. Ich weiß nicht, ob der hier ist, aber der sieht so aus, als würde Plastik hier runterfallen. Ja, der ist so richtig, der ist gemalt, aber derartig plastisch, aber der ist nicht interessiert.
Beaverville and Lermoos were drive-through. Ehrwald and Beaverville. Look here, straight ahead. See where the snow is. There, straight ahead. That is the Zugspitze. They have a cable car also from the Austrian side. Actually, the Austrians were the first one to build a cable car leading to the top. Bavaria made up cable car and cogwheel train at the same time built. There, yeah, on the right, look, all the stars. But I must tell you something. But I have to be very quiet. They look a mess. Father to son, naturally they're very proud to have one. And if they come into a guest house and they have a real one, they tip their headgear, keep it on. They want everyone there. Oh yeah. They don't want to get wet.
Look at that.
Oh, there you go. That's a nice shot.
Safety reason.
Nice little switchback here.
Yeah, boy. Makes it easy.
You can drive.
Yeah.
Do they put the grass on poles, logging them? Shall we stop for a minute? You can be comfortable.
Alright.
Coffee, no. Pretty soon when we stop. And then we always watched from there how they're doing for this Autobahn. Like mushrooms came out. Oh, no, look. I think, what is it, Sundays?
And the clouds are lifting.
Everything is going north, North Carmen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but she's very good about that. I had a couple people ask me.
Put it up here and
I don't think it hasn't moved, so it must be a sign.
Do not dress on the sign.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. I always went to Crystal Heights, and he makes
to the bar seal. Those poles, again, to put down if they make the hay, and then put the grass, you know, like we saw before, around it. But so that they do not rot.
this is the bridge going into Italy over here.
The poor flag. You see how nicely they curve? And we're coming to a night close to 4,000 safety. The people together, the different mentalities. The first people in the area were Reformation, Counter-Reformation. 56% are Lutheran, 36 Catholic, and the rest then other denominations. Let's face a fact. The Coke or the chocolate and whatever. Let's not forget the watches. Especially the cute little one. This was a famous one. Breitling, Rolex, Omega, Patek Philippe, and many, many. We stop in a baker. I hope nobody stands there, and you can shoot. So hold, click. I don't hear any clicking. Shoot again. Bravo. You make my day, Kodak. How about Axford?
Kodak.
How about us on the left?
Oh yeah, you can shoot now too. We think about all the snow. As soon as they could buy, alone in Venice, out of 42 big conditorei patisserie uniforms were created by the very famous Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci. Lettische Bahn. That girl.
They like to listen to you.
And a big glacier comes up in the distance then. Dardai Glacier.
You go around.
Roll a bit. The ending is a glacier tongue. Look, now comes the point. Do you get your cameras ready?
Let me change with Marie.
I know, but your head was in my way.
Because I saw the camera in your head.
Well, I'm...
So many inches per year.
That's it. That's what I was trying to take.
And bye-bye in river.
We're at 2,800 meters. Going to Davos. Still raining a bit. This is where the... Yeah, it's snowing. There's some buildings way down there.
That look like rocks.
Yeah.
Our houses.
It's the summer area.
I don't really. There's a road there.
If you keep going, yeah. We're looking up in the snowstorm here. But the glaciers go way back up in there. It's all glaciers way back. This is about 2,800 meters here.
That was wide open.
Wait a minute. Stay. Okay, stay together. One more time.
Just look behind you, Frank. We are going to look ahead of us, Frank.
Don't forget we're going up. We gotta come down. Don't forget.
No, we go a different way home.
With sheep and cows, they roam around freely, but it's still too early. And the poles are forming till here goes the snow cloud.
That wasn't there.
Inga said this is Black Mountain, and there's a landslide up there. It's a little hard to see, but all this is slide areas there.
Volta Donat Jonathan. And he gave this land to him, naturally not for it should come. The eldest of the 7 was the head. He had the judging for law thing. You know, I mean, if somebody stole a little sheep or something, but the major judging, or if there was crime involved, the count had. Later on, more families came, more production, so there could be. But can you imagine here clearing the land? I mean, it's and then there are 2 types of avalanches, where all the snow comes down, and then what they call a
Spisha ski area.
See?
Gondola.
Because it's more not like a big town. I mean, with the chalet type house, and it looks real Swissy. Here, a nice Swiss flag. To the right is the lake that drained it because of the glacier when they all melt and the snow. From this lake, it's huge. There are 1,000 fish. And Munich has Burger Kings.
Oh, yeah?
So, 2 train stations. See, Lading, the post office, everything goes in here. That means the stores, departments. Now, on the right is Jacobshorn. See there, the cable car for the Jacobshorn. See the cable car there? Yeah, I mean. Sport.
We're in Davos. Just pretty country. Some more glaciers behind. Well, here we're having lunch just outside of Davos.
The haze has settled in. This is Klosters when we're looking down. And many old houses have to make the room for the
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
See, that is for the bus, for the cars, the bypass. Quite unusual, but very nice, very high. And we all come together at a little circle. See?
I see a lot more.
Already the Vikings scripture. Oh, they have beautiful flowers. And look at the lilac. So we're driving over the Rhine River. Welcome. First to Liechtenstein. Shoot the river. Collect the river. See at the right.
Catholic Church. Well, we'll give a shot of Liechtenstein. Got some of the castle earlier. But just get very nice little town. It's Vaduz is the name of the town in Liechtenstein. This is Liechtenstein country. We have some of the church also. This is a map of Vaduz. Vaduz with the Rhine River at the bottom. North to the left.
Gibt's avondje bij Blijfeesten. Bij Blijfeesten ben je Blijfeesten in de koers, ne? Die van Juli, 15, 14 en 18. Jetzt kommen wir
the Rhine River. And when we think of ash and trash, Max Audit, the furthest corner of the country always was ruled from Wien, Vienna, the capital city. Font and Schattenburg. It houses also the Volkslogistik Museum, and we drive underneath.
Who lives up there?
Yeah, look up. Seems quite nice. Which also has, on the far end of Lake Constance, or what they call here the Bodensee, beautiful.
Headed north towards Innsbruck, though we're not going that far, I don't believe. Looked like it was
Hast du die Inns? So to the right and away here. That is water pressure. They put a LE on the ending instead of cloisters. See there? It's a real oldie. It's this time.
Yeah, you can slide down it.
Electricity work. See, through the pipes the water rushes.
No.
It's the generator.
Right? 13 kilometers, 972 meters. Is this tunnel long? Yes, up above. Zeus, St. Jacob, Lange.
The last tunnel we went through was 13.92 kilometers long inside the tunnel. You can see there's another one right here. Or at least it's a slide protector for avalanches. There's a glacier up there, Jen. Glacier behind you, people. Glacier. Can't see a lot. You can see this is the whole slide area. They've got the slide fences up. And then over here, there has been major slide down through here. And then that's why they put the protector in here, because an avalanche will blast for a half a mile out or so from the bottom. So that's the protection they need.
Because he got very well along with the, was very deep. You know, she had a very bad, nasty mother-in-law who took her kids away. And he was, see here on the right, Rosanna River. Coming out from the Silvetta Grove and in cloisters, if it would have been nice and clear, one straight line would have remained up here, right here. Straight to the right.
Crown Castle, our full circle.
Tries to tell Narbonne he needs more money for the roads. So, and as we are passing, you see it already in the distance straight. Here we see very clearly that is one of the suction system. Most of the time people like it. Get their own fruit. Sunday to go up only on a clear day. Not, I usually go there the back way, but in Chelsea. And he was so full of vodka. Oh boy. And the third one said, I can't go underwater. I only have to keep on top. I ate corn. He was so empty. It was really, and still hurting me. And I ate him. Yeah,
23rd, we are on our way to Venice, Italy, and we are now descending into Innsbruck, Austria, on a very steep grade and behind the logging truck as usual. Yeah. Truck getaways.
Jetzt gehen wir über die Europabrücke. 198 Meter hoch auf dem Pfeiler gebaut. The crossing of the Europa Bridge is 198 tall, very famous for its castles and fortresses. So take a credit card. You don't have too many lira at all. It's, when you change it back again, you lose money again. On the bus, we just... In Venice itself, there are many places to change money. It's no problem at all. I say take credit cards are good, but you can also change in the banks. Italienisch ist Vippatone. Hier fängt die Sterzing. the Italian known as Bipattone. Here's where the toll road in Italian begins. We stop at the toll gate, pick up the ticket, and drive down.
Vineyards.
Now when you get to the tunnel here on your right-hand side, on the right-hand side, for change, you see the closed Saban. That's Saban.
And here we are heading off to the ferry, following our leader with the red Coke umbrella in Venice.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like,
No, no, perché
Tell them where we are.
I did before. No, here we're on the way to San Marco, what? San Marco
Square.
San Marco Square in Venice here. It takes a while to get there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that, 20 minutes or something?
20 minutes.
No, 26 or something. I don't know. How was that the cost?
It was tough. It's long. Well, we're like some water.
Yeah. Like, you're liable to keep it though, like somebody kept this AAA man.
Come in here, hook a left, comes up to St. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was 1954.
And all the buildings are probably 6 foot lower. Look at the
Palace. Singing gondolier, listen.
I like James.
The gondola can do the side space.
Yeah.
Well, like that. That would be about.
Yeah, like, not quite like
What a bridge that Rialto. Ponte de Rialto. Oh yeah, yeah.
Maybe they're maybe it's a training. They may be learning.
They could be. Yeah. Look at this one.
Oh, hey, what a team!
No
You're going to take any stills of this, Jim, on your camera? I don't know. Silica's on the sets.
I suppose.
That's all I can think of is that.
Hey, everybody.
Whoever would have thought? These kids
Hello.
are good.
No.
No, the other one.
Four.
Just tell me once to start. Tell me to get to stop.
Giuseppe, says Tony. And this is the first mate here. I guess we have two first mates.
Sì, e basta. Ciao, siamo di ciuccalo, poi scala e non fai neanche più voi. Prima che ti vardi, dopo 5 giorni ti butti via e ti assi.
He has the high water mark on it.
I know they've been. Herb, what's siesta in German?
It's not German.
I guess it was at Christmas time, at New Year's at your house, that one of the girls had moved out. Yeah, so but she hoped she would get her act together.
I wish she would.
Has
I
she?
don't know
She
her.
hasn't yet?
I think so.
The white's like a jacket over their stripes. Yeah. Red or black. This must be Grand Central Station.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's a taxi place. I was sick. I'm just
Yeah, cell phone. Oh, yeah, they make better money than I thought.
stand there. It's the Plaza de St. Marcos.
Geh doch mal dahin. Achso, ich habe
Green there is where people would condemned to death from today. Venetians won't walk between them. Tourists mean Venetians will walk between is bad luck. Okay? And we're going to go over the bridge.
Gut getätigt, danke. Schickst du es sehr, danke.
I'll be in everybody's way trying to come out the door.
Keep the troops out of the sun.
It's like another palace thing over there or something, huh? Whatever you call them.
Everybody else.
The tent is the temporary opera house, I believe it is. The one burned down and they put this tent up and hold the operas or whatever it was from there until the new one, until it's rebuilt or replaced. This is one rusty ship.
Section of town, we are still in Partenkirchen. And Weiter is a creek, the Partner Creek, which flows here on our right. We are now back in Garmisch. And don't forget, incorporated in 1935 for the Olympics. But you know, it is a very strange city, so to speak of. It is still two villages, even though they are incorporated, because everybody thinks they are a little bit better. Yeah, if the weather is clear, get the weather report. Werner is very nice, he will get the weather report for you. Because today was not a day to go back. Safari, yeah. In this area, sometimes are excellent in mountaineering. They also go up, same as up above, to keep the roads. For the people's dormitories, they run this hotel, gift store, bookstore. At one time they even had a butcher store. And when the poor monk died, no more butchering. He had the best sausage. Trentino of Bavaria belonged to the Clerk's Palace, Linderhof. You see, when the monks had it, they had a caretaker living on the land by the name of Linder. Near the farmhouse was a bay. If you couldn't pay your bills, you went to jail. But finally, the two men met. Ludwig immediately remembered they couldn't take this. So Ludwig had to send Wagner, or Germany and Austria. Do not leave your ticket, please, on board.
I'm going to try to video in it, but I don't know if I can or not. Let's see what they say.
To the ceiling. The two angels had face, pointed heads, and toes like on the moon, do hold an inscription. Nec pluribus in part. We have a castle in America, do we? West, the sun goes down. Mystic is painted in the ceiling by Professor Hauschild, Venus. There is nothing wrong with the gilding against the greens, the blue. Actually, it enhances it. Signed in Munich. Only the material was imported, so it gave many people a job. Automatically took the servants the two peacocks, placed them in front of the entrance. When Ludwig saw those two
Silver, huh?
So come a little bit closer, please. Thank you. Good. Wow. of the monarch. And then the wall panels. Here we have worldly matters to judge by the monarch over to equestrian statue. Even the artist of the dance did, naturally we would say the crown prince. All the ladies in waiting behind her. She got spoiled rotten. See those two lovely tables undercover? Thank you to the tables. He gave the Serena a beautiful fireworks over the Starnberger Lake, also a concert. As you know, Ludwig II. Naturally, they were very well informed. Immediately they knew, aha, fine, my girlfriend got a child, or boyfriend got a sunshine. And the heavier shell formation, look at those nice two angels moving on for dear life. So, Baroque, larger, bigger. The rest, again, your rococo, and when you look about. There the cutlery, eventually they were seven. Cutlery was placed inside, in one, just one street. Your graces, your pure Bianca marble, and there again your Belgian marble. Again, peach-molded wall panels with here. Lady Europe on the book. He used a different material there. Repair. Only on cold winters it stops once in a while, the oil gets too thick. But then so soon it gets warmer, beautiful, it ticks again. And the two ginger jars, again, your savor porcelain. Now, the desk, you would have fixed Nürnberg. And you all know the Nürnberg company was owned by the royal family. And it is the best book. Yeah,
On my back, it feels so good to bend over. Here, it feels like I want to crunch it. Did he take the picture?
What's a palm doing here?
Pineapple.
Don't stand up straight.
This is a tea house. In the August
You wouldn't think up so high in the mountains, they're all hot.
Inside, where this... She's closing the glass. Yeah. So, I think that is enough.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise they can't see.
It'll bounce right back, so you won't get in the picture.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Well, take it without it, Jen. It'll time explode.
If you take it at an angle.
Yeah. Shoot.
Click. Anyway.
Wait.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now let English
It's going to turn out because it flashes.
You make it flash.
Yeah.
When you get there, you're going to know.
Try and squeeze through a crevice.
Save yourself the help.
Everything you see here is man-made. The beautiful boat, the conch-shell-type boat for Lohengrin. Lohengrin is standing in it, being drawn by Ersch. click, click. Beautiful. Look, and everything comes to glow. And when you look in the background, see the difference, the mystic.
Linden tree.
Temple, Venus Rotunda or Venus Temple, statue of Venus inside. All the statues.
It gets a lot higher than that.
It's not going to stay on very long. You better hurry up.
You get free tests. Look how nice. Yeah, it is an orphanage.
All the pictures I handled.
Click, click. Look, poor Gretel crying. The rich lady, Maria Matfield, as you can read, was an opera singer. And she bequeathed the houses to the city of Munich for the children. And here is the emblem of Munich, the child monk. Look how nice. Shoot away, click, click. Put some bones on the end. Click, click.
This is the monastery. Get some of this as we walk along.
1330.
Where the light is shining. Later on, further down, can you see? This was the original church. Later on, a new position has. At the same time, if you would like to listen, you can listen. I don't mind. Then have a seat, please. Thank you. Since it is a Benedictine church, Saint Benedict's Day, he died amongst his brothers. God, Christ. When you look up to heaven, so the light straight. A Roman soldier died for his belief. First time, strictly forbidden allowed. So he became a Christian. He was told to renounce the faith for being. He said, I stay one, and naturally he had to die for his faith. No, I can see it. But the lady said, forget it. I can't become one. I believe in it. So in front of the Bishop of Christ. But when you look to the back, where the bear is, he became later on the Bishop of Christ. The Trinity, the very famous artist Johann Baptist Zimmermann wrote, where the organ is, and the two boxes. The two boxes were a special reason. They were really reserved for the royal family. We added railing up there, and the squares could open up, but most of the time they left closed. Later on, stucco ornation. And there are three added barriers inside the church. The Lord one, And when the Christianity during Hitler's time helped many, many people, even was in Auschwitz. He was church was strictly kind of imprisonment, but no his heart. I mean, he did believe he was strictly against it. And since he did so much good, they
This is the ceiling.
It's easy.
Yeah, we all know Zugspitze.
Little and big Waxenstein. Waxenstein. Alpspitze. Breithorspitze. Bravo. Wettersteingebirge.
From Switzerland. It's the Robbies and the Kimballs and the Skoglunds. We're wanted to go up the Zugspitze, but it doesn't look like the top's going to open up.
Oh, there is a heli up there.
Yeah.
They apparently have been rescued somebody.
Let me take it.
What's the cause of the color green? Is it foliage around it, or is it the water actually green? Do you have any knowledge about that?
I think it's minerals in the water.
I think of over algae.
I think it's, Jenny, what color is the beer garden? That's the hotel. Still Ibsy. Don't think we're going to make it up on the teleferique because it's so cloudy at the Zugspitze. And the train's not running, so that's not much fun.
I talked to other people,
Why we all?
Good to try to get in some of these buildings here. Just getting some of these fantastic paintings. Don't tell anybody I'm taking a picture.
get this one for now and then maybe
Got a video on there. Stuff in your face again, huh? I'll get you on the other end. Where's it gonna go? That'll be great. That's the idea. I see with that camera. That's better than stills. That's better than stills.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3,
your picture, though. I can do that better. Dachau going to go to the concentration camp. Where'd you lose Jenny?
Yeah. Well, I meant the whole structure. I don't know what all that means. All those rocks suggest a heavy load and rough way.
I think we were back in Venice. I'll zoom in and you see.
That's right.
Nights. Church in Munich with the domes. I'll try to get up and show you twin clock towers. They went inside, I think, over there. Sherry went over there. The 7th, and we're leaving Garmisch-Partenkirchen for Chiemsee. Pretty nice day. The Zugspitze is just about poking out. Maybe I'll get a picture of it in a minute. Still a little bit in the clouds.
But the problem is that you've got to take time. You know, it could take 18 hours or whatever, so that how many tests left in your hand? But that's the thing, you wish we had all this What had to do though? What had to take them done? Snacks up. Where? Snacks up. Are you coming in that way?
Military cemetery on the way to Kimsey. This is primarily British, over 2,000 British soldiers buried here. It's pretty country. Coming into Kimsey, down to the lake area.
Yes, I was out there and I said,
Is this all U.S.?
Yes,
This?
this is all U.S. And Hitler had this for his elite officers.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
The golf, that's where we're going to have the golf, right there, after dinner tonight.
Miniature golf?
Miniature golf. Make sure you take all your belongings.
I hope the weather will be like this tomorrow. When we get on the
Yeah, this is the Heron. This is the Chemsey Lake boat tour, which will take us to the Heron Kempsey, not Chemsey, Kempsey Castle.
And she's
excuse me.
Appreciation Monday and start
Discrimination and all that.
She's been a member for 35 years.
It used to be that way at TNJ, you know.
That's terrible.
We have,
No, I know. I did a good.
Small scale.
horse-drawn carriage that can take you up there if you don't want to walk. Here a second. Sorry, don't worry about me. Still walking to the castle. Fountain. This fountain is shut off right now. No, she was with the group.
Looks like there's a guy falling off.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like a guy falling off here.
Kimsey Castle, modeled after the Versailles.
But they don't leave yet.
You got a telescope?
There he is.
I had a friend over there.
Yeah. Little Virga coming down, not quite getting to the ground.
They were happy.
Again.
See where your mind is.
Wait till the girls see that.
In the gutter.
Peter.
You know what?
Wait till the girls
We
see
got one of
that.
Marty.
Now this is the roadside of Kimsey. Very pretty. We're going to head over to the miniature golf and play that.
Said,
I see, I'm not good at getting through these songs. She's going to check out the hall.
oh!
You know what you might want to do instead? You might want to just go. That's why I shouldn't have gone first.
Look at that. Hey, hey, almost.
Yeah, I gave you the pencil.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh!
Bada bing, bada boom.
There you go. I'll wave to you. You can wave to me.
From here,
Hey!
Okay.
We gotta watch this now.
Oh, God, no.
Watch him break his club over his knee here shortly.
If he does, I'll kiss honey.
Come on. This is it.
Wow.
David.
You can see the cable car station and a cozy little guest house. And also the ski runs, very steep ones for advanced skiers. And now more to the right on the wooded hill, there's a pilgrimage called Maria Eck. Now you can see it very well. Always in May, the third Sunday, about 3,000 people meet in Sixdorf. The guys are wearing the leather pants, the white shirts, and the green jackets, and the judges are giving grades. The one who got up in our local newspaper. The girls, they do a spinning job that the guys can see the sexy underwear from the girl. We call them the Prussians. They come think the SS guys did with the bridge and the mayor.
Gold.
You are right, they blew the bridge with the mayor.
So gut, das zeige ich, wenn die Landwirte so vermeint ist, weißt du?
Noch bleibt es wieder schon. We already are close to Austria. Now you can look right into it. You do? It will be chilly up on the Kielstein. It also will be chilly in the salt mines. You don't have one? A sweater. Perfect. Good enough. And I hope you all have enough roll of film along. You can see all the way into Switzerland and Czechia. Czechia is only 200 kilometers away like the crow flies. By the way, in summertime we start in about 3 weeks, and it's called Predigtstuhl. It's unbelievable, but this mountain is a ski area. I used to work here since 30 years as a ski instructor. And whenever I have to instruct up there, I'm not too pleased about it. On mountain, you can see a castle out of the middle age. Ahead, the Loferer Steinberge, Reiteralpe, and the Predigtstuhl. On the Reiteralpe, there's a up there, and right on top, that's the Cape. In the Eagle's Nest, I tried to give you a little tour. It's not allowed to do it, but we do it anyway. I would like to show you. The highest one is in Garmisch, the Zugspitz. Now this mountain, it's a nature resort. There is father, that's the big hump to the right. There's mother, there are 7 children. 6 girls and a boy. And more to the right, that's the Hochkalter. On the Hochkalter you can see a snowfield half in the shade. That's our last glacier we got in Bavaria, the so-called Blue Ice Glacier. Berkes. It's now a shopping center. That steep mountain, that is the Kielstein mountain. On top there is the Eagle's Nest. And soon we will be up there. Instructor. And the only way how we could make it was in the ambulance. The ambulance had chains on. So in wintertime it's sort of hard for a bus to come up here. Now after we have seen the outside, you still hang around a little bit, make your pictures, and then a certain time we will meet 11:30. Last plate over. People Hotel Türken. This is where the Gestapo was stationed. From there are entrances into the bunkers. Now forward to the right you can see a wall. There was the kindergarten. The kindergarten to the right. Now to the left there you see a red door. That was the entrance to Martin Bormann's bunker. Half up the hill there was Martin Bormann's house, and all the way on top there was Hermann Göring's house. Now here we leave the bus, then we walk forward.
There's the Eagle's Nest up here.
There are toilettes behind this building.
Okay, should I go now or wait till later?
Can you still make it another 5 minutes?
House garage, house barn. Aufschüssengruppen, where that is. Kindergarten, school.
These are the barracks.
The top is this area before the bombing, and the lower one is after the bombing.
Right,
They were climbing up to Birch's Garden, up to the...
Down there, the king of the lakes.
Yes.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous vous remercions de votre attention et espérons que vous passez des heures.
This is the elevator we take up.
Berchtesgaden. He spent it more time in Berchtesgaden than he spent it in Berlin. There even was a private telephone line built all the way from Berlin down to Berchtesgaden. Now when you start to the left, a large building with a grey roof, that was Hitler's farmhouse. Then you can see a windy road. On top of the windy road there was a food pavilion for Eva Braun. More to the right you see a double grey building. That's the Platterhof. It was
Yeah, turbos.
Unbelievable. To the right, a windy road. That's the tea area. The mountainside called the Rock.
He thinks to
More to the right, there's a house on the edge. That's the Kuchera house.
Jetzt die Handschrift nicht rein. Das kann er ausgehen.
Ja, die wird noch. Not going up.
The international ski races. In the mountains in the background, that is Austria. And the one to the right, that's the Watzmann and the
Eat them if you want to. Whoops. Sorry.
It's all right.
Gewoon eigenlijk die trucplaats van Letland herom.
Genau.
Die Bucht, ja, gell?
Ja, genau.
Get taking pictures.
What the heck?
Now we're headed on down from the Eagle's Nest.
It's not allowed to go. Vikings took over, they used it for quite a while as their hotel, an AFRC hotel, the General Boyker. Now 2 years ago, in September, it is given back to the Germans. The Germans don't know what to do with it, it falls apart. And from the General Boyker, there are entrances into the bunkers. Now keep looking to the right in the background. You can see a metal roof. That was the little house for Hitler's very important people, like Mussolini stayed there.
Give me a big one.
And the next one on this one. Two more on this one.
I don't think I want to go. I don't know. Okay.
One more. One more. One more. Okay, now raise up your feet. The next one from here. First, Reggie.
Away from the portal of the Ferdinandberg main gallery, which was constructed in 1628. The construction of this chamber was started in 1760, and later on it was named after Franz I, Emperor of Austria. The clear span roof of this chamber has a surface of 3,000 square meters. Our mine has been in operation ever since 1517. It comprises 4 tunnel horizons located above the valley bottom, as well as the first underground mining level, which is underneath the valley bottom. According to seismic measurements, our salt deposit has an extension of 4,500 by 1,000 by means of conventional rock blasting. The boreholes of 2.2 meters length are...
There are still 120 miners working here, including the other stuff, and they take turns.
Rotary drilling to a depth of 125 meters. At the bottom of this bore...
Ask, I'm sure all is welcome. A room per night with breakfast costs around 35 Deutschmarks. That includes a continental breakfast. A continental breakfast are 2 cups of coffee, 2 rolls, some butter, some marmalade, an egg, and maybe some cold cuts. When it says Zimmer belegt, that means the room. Then they lead the salt water, the brine, over a 20-kilometer long pipeline to Bad Reichenhall. Here they prepare, here they cook the salt. Now forward to the left, that's the salt factory from Bad Reichenhall. That's a big industry here. It was industry here in the Middle Ages and...
Aber so der Feuer macht vom Kasten, weißt du schon?
Was der?
Ja, das bei denen so über Berg abgegangen ist. Warum ist bei denen über Berg abgegangen mit 17 Busse? Da war den Überblick total verloren.
For toll. There the people had to pay toll to be allowed to use the salt road. In the afternoon, over to the right, a brand new shop. That shop they opened up Aryan Park, Peter Angera.
The hospital, he just talked to Grace. Lou's doing well. In fact, when Jim was at the hospital, he was on the stretcher, and Lou looked up at Jim and he smiled when he knew who he was, and everything seemed to be fine there. But he just now called the hospital before he left and talked to Grace. We've got everything packed, and I packed all their things. Suitcases, everything I've brought. And she said, he wants to come back tonight. But the doctor wants him to stay overnight, so he may be here tomorrow night.
All right.
Or the next morning, if everything goes well. Can you all hear me?
No! Can we get that thing turned off?
Okay, the highest number of 6s.
There you go, that's fine.
Okay.
We can hear all right.
The 6th champion is Matt. I'm going to start with
Okay.
Hurry up.
You're okay.
You got your third place, ladies. Claire.
Fill it up for me.
Second place, I almost feel like crying. Second place is Linda. Yes! Right, how about that? This one.
Oh, that's nice.
See? First place, we all know who our first place would be. Yeah. Sorry about
I'll sing it.
After 64.
Fourth place, Larry. Okay. Third place.
You sandbagger, Larry.
Third place. Boy, they really need to have an arm for this. Lou.
Ralph.
Second place. Who do you think? Ralph. Ralph.
Yay!
Okay, now who do you think the first
Hold on,
place?
I'm gonna get Ralph.
Oh, sorry.
Jim.
There we go.
Yay.
Okay. Okay. First place, who do you think?
Jim.
Me.
Me. Get over here.
You know, I wish I could do that. I gotta buy a dozen of those
This happens to be the pro's wife from Bandera Golf. Mother-in-law.
Hey, Marie.
Mother-in-law.
Sorry. On the 29th of May. And here's Anna, our tour guide.
Let's do it in Salzburg. But for the movie wedding, they needed a more fancy cathedral. So they took one about 30 kilometers.
This is the fort in Salzburg. The old part of it's in the back, which we may or may not see. And this is the abbey. I guess the abbey that was used in The Sound of Music is still an active abbey. Salzburg is the Sound of Music town. I can. This is the Cafe Glockenspiel. Yeah?
I shall.
Do we have to tell you if we're not staying with you?
Now, please. Now let's get serious. I got a question. Who is not going to stay with me? We have now very nice...
That's a... Peter's Cemetery, right?
Hey, Bert, give me the...
This lady bought herself a lake. Down to the right. After the cow found out who she was, everybody was laughing about it. It even was in the newspaper. And on the gravestone it says, Geschäftsfrau, it means businesswoman. Now when we walk on, we will pass it.
Watch out for the sticks.
Yeah, thanks.
One of those you take.
Right.
Yeah, I remember, Stephen.
Yeah. These are the entrances to the catacombs, which we're going to tour next.
It's from the fortress, passing the catacombs all the way down to the residence in the Archbishop. So you walk over steps which are more than 1,000.
You're already up, don't stop down.
It goes down into the ground, and a lot of graves are there. Anybody was in the catacombs in Sicily? Palermo? No? Strange. Also got forgotten about the catacombs. The catacombs have been within a huge mountain, not like this. But then there came an earth slide, and they found the catacombs again. And like I told you, the catacombs have been connected up to the fortress and down to the old residence. There was a secret passageway. You just moved over. It was whitewashed and it was ruined. Now in here I can... Yes.
This is the oldest restaurant. Over 1,000 years old, this restaurant. This is St. Peter's Monastery. This is a Franciscan church.
Reg, look up.
Yeah. This is the smallest house. Strasbourg.
Leopold to Munich, to Paris, to London and to Vienna. He played for Maria Therese, the great Austrian empress. There's a saying that he was jumping on her lap, that he was hugging and kissing her. When Mozart was 13 years old, he already was the concert master from the Salzburg Archbishops.
Spicy.
Nobody wants to dance with me, huh?
Who wants to dance with
Okay.
Who wants to dance and music? We'll take some music.
Too tight.
Little McDonald's in every place.
Was taking
Wann haben das große Licht gemacht?
Still in Salzburg. Here we're having lunch. On Friday. In Salzburg. Just the marketplace.
Wenn man ist alleine bist, allein schaust, bist
This is Mozart Square.
A lot of music, the Alpine Horns, and some more. Now this band is called the Rosentingburg. They are amateurs. It's the family. It's father with 2 sons. Only mommy is not on the show. The father, that's the one in the middle. He's the mailman. The 2 sons, they are bricklayers. Besides that, they are very good musicians and singers. They also are slap dancers. Ferne. So when Michael was 3 years
Your silvery beams will bring love's dreams. We'll be cuddling soon by the silvery moon.
Just coming through the wall. It's Saturday. Happens to be a festival.
This is a darling. Full of energy. Oven was built 1446 for the councillors, so that they could have refreshments after their political meeting. Important today is tourist information office in the ground floor and the artistic block behind the sign presented by an official representative of the city who deal with marine. And so he said, it is possible for one of the councillors to paint the finished in the year 1400. The one with all the statues? But in 1500... This way
Dominican
convent Godric, and it was an independent territory. The councillors had nothing to say. When you look at the high convent,
got through a little peephole in the wall.
We saw that before with the people.
This is one of the defense towers in the wall.
wanted to live in the security of the church wall. Sure. Yeah. And the Fuchs.
It's the H to stay in German and English it's Fusche.
Fusche.
Fusche. Fusche.
Fusche. Oh. Used for other things as well as defense. For example, the Pinnacle Tower for kiddie criminals. And there is the Rotten Tower for felons. But what was a felon in the Middle Ages? A man who was guilty of perjury was considered a felon. First, they would chop off his oath fingers, and then they looked after sick and were associated with the hospitals. Today,
This is the only museum for law enforcement, historical law enforcement.
More time.
One more time. Nog eenmaal.
One more time. Come on. What?
Nou, de poppen zien het hoor.
The proper thing to do, huh?
Yeah, right.
Nou, kijk niet weg.
This is still Rotenburg. The city. Looking into the old city and then over it, the countryside. Okay.
My name is Lou Emsley, and I'm very happy to be here.
Okay.
I'm Grace Hensley, and I'm very happy to be here too.
Okay. Herb?
I'm Ed Grant, and I'm from Rensselaer, New York.
I'm Dana Pritchard, and I'm also from Rensselaer, and I'm happy to be here.
And our illustrious leaders?
Jim Lilly.
Yep.
Marie Tilley. Doris Allen.
Okay.
Fran Kramer.
Matt Spooner.
Larry Spooner.
My name's Max Freeze.
My name is Linda Freeze.
Okay.
My name is Sheila Terhune.
I'm Burke Terhune.
Herb and Jerry Stogman.
Okay.
Bob and Diane Amon.
Hi, Diane. Okay.
Ernie Lohman. Pat Lohman. Ronnie McColgan.
Madeline McCollum. George Coffey. George Coffey.
Rita Kelly.
Frank Kelly.
That's him. Okay.
Hi, I'm Suzanne DeMasi. I'm from Vesco.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kimberly Fisher Geiger from Binghamton.
That's fine.
BJ Fisher from Binghamton. Mary Ann King from Enwell.
Okay. You got your mouth empty?
This is Pete and Mary Rich.
Okay.
And we appreciate this film.
Okay.
We're having a wonderful time.
Dave Sullivan, my wife Betty Sullivan.
That's Betty.
Betty Sullivan.
Hi, Betty. Okay, Lou.
My name is Lou Allison Greedy from Inlet, New York.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Inlet, New York.
Yeah.
I'm Tim Collins from Palmont, New York.
Okay.
Hello. I'm Catherine Collins.
Okay. Start with Tony here.
My name is Tony Kimball, and I'm happy to be here. I think you mentioned we would love a tape.
Okay.
My friend Linda Kimball.
Your friend Linda Kimball. Okay, it's Charles.
Charles and Jesse.
Charles, we got, and Jesse, right? Yep. Okay, and we got Ralph here. Okay. You got to say your name.
Jane.
Jane, okay.
Ralph Sibley.
Okay.
May Sibley.
All right.
Jennifer Sibley.
Yep. Okay. Okay, Diane.
What do you want me to say?
Just say your name, yeah.
My name is Diana Cleves from Monterey.
Okay. All right.
June Fitzel. Ellen Sish. Jenny Robbie.
Okay.
I'm Diana from Monterey.
Okay.
Please, from Monterey.
Okay.
June Fitzel, Florida. Ellen Sish, Florida. Jenny Robbie, Rome.
And carefully, Rich Robbie, Rome, New York. This is our last night in Germany. Tomorrow night we'll be on the plane for home. Oh, that's going to be tough. Oh, we got to take this.
architects said, oh, one building man was But you took the walking.
Persuade him to say, well, the mayor of the town can drink, but I just let him drink it. I'll pay the town. Without spilling a drop. Without spilling a drop.
The windows on each side of the door come open when it chimes. And they'll close when they're done. Now we'll see. That was 9. They should close or do something shortly. Well, I don't know. I can't hold this forever. 9 o'clock at night.
Colored.